Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so I'm gonna walk you guys through another TA today. We had a little boring day, but it is what it is. I mean, it is. I'm gonna show you why it's tracking perfectly on my end. Um, and then yeah, I'm really excited for next week after the settlement date from OPEX. So yeah, let's dive into it. Okay. So let's start with a GameStop here. So I open up some indicators. So I'm gonna just close some of the indicators here. I'm gonna start with a fractal. Okay. So on the right side is a May, and then as you can see, I mean, this is something that I noticed it was they're kind of using 2021 fractal and also 2024 fractal based on the 2021 January fractal. This one was supposed to make exactly the same thing, but let me just kind of show you that really quickly so you guys can see better what I'm trying to say here. So this is 2021. Let me see. Is this, yeah, this is 2021. I came here pretty fast here. So this is January. Okay, this is 2021 January, and this is so I kind of divide this to three different sections: A section, B section, and then C section and D section. But you know what? I'm gonna just kind of call this one as a C section. I'm just gonna combine all this together because it's just too much separation here. All right, so I'm gonna call this one as a section, and then before we heading into the final short squeeze phase, we all GameStop always create this kind of fractal, which is a small creating a small triangle formation, which will happen here from December 15. And then that's when Ryan went buy in, right? So I do believe that after this long accumulation, I do believe that something, I think, it could be big. I mean, you guys all know that there's a lot of big institution buying, very long time since the May, the gamma squeeze. But after this long accumulations, a lot of institution purchase, we notice that when they start to, release their filings, this thing start to kick off, right? But as we moving forward, there's some pullbacks, and there's a lot of volatility here. But what I want to show, what I noticed here, based on the fractals and the indicators, I realized that they're using 2021 January this fractals and also mixed with this year's May run. So I'm gonna show you step by step, and then you guys make a decision. I cannot give you any financial advice. It's not financial advice, so I'm just kind of share my analysis with you guys. So let's kind of walk you guys through one step by step here. So this is 2001 January on the right side. Run up here, pull back, right? We had the same thing, had a run and pull back. But the problem is, since the market cap is a lot bigger, the accumulation was also, it took more time, to create this kind of fractal, and also this one. So the accumulation time is a little, slow, but I think there's a reason why they're doing this, because as you guys know that there's a lot of swaps that are expire this month. There's about, I think, $6.8 billion swap expire. 6.7 billion expire this December only. So I think there's a reason why they're dragging this all the way, to here, and then I think they want to run all together. And I think they want to put a lot of pressure so that they can force to buy their swap, right, rather than delaying this swap. But let me show you something here that I'm looking at. So based on the fractal in from 2021, we had a run, which what happened here, pullback, and then, as you know, to create this algo, roaring kitty did a tweet here, right? Roaring Kitty tweet, and then this thing popped all of a sudden, and then AMC did a dilution, and then this thing pulled back, right? And after that, we had an earning. There's earning. So earning, there's a push, and also pullback, right? So when I look at what happened between these twos, I realized that just looking at here, just looking at this area, let me just it's hard to see, so I'm gonna I'll just use some color here. Just 1 second. Maybe to right. I'm just gonna do this one just to show you which section I'm looking at, which section I'm talking about. So just bear with me. So when you're looking at this fractal, it does similar to January 2021 GameStop, right? The fractal wise. But now this fractal after this is gap up and then create a bull flag and then start to run, right? What happened? It didn't happen. So I thought maybe they're dragging this one. Or second option was in my mind, if they want to do one more time, which is exactly the same thing as May. So I'm gonna show you after this. So this one, you guys understand what I'm trying to say here, right? So let me for those of you who don't read the chart, I know some people, and that's completely fine. I'm gonna just try to explain to you as easy as possible, so you guys can see what I see here. So based on the fractal, had a run, pull back, right? Pop, pull back, pop, pull back, right? So if we were tracking this one until this, then if we follow exactly the same thing, that means this thing has to pop, but it didn't run. So you're gonna question yourself: is a squeeze over? What are we now, right? You guys can ask those kind of questions, and that's completely fine. So I'm gonna show you what happened in May, and then I do think that they're now switching back to. So after this fractal, they're switching back to the May cycle. So let's go back to May, and I think, and then because I was tracking both because I think there's a reason why Roaring Kitty got in May and create this fractal here. I always thought about that. I always thought about there's a reason why Roaring Kitty got in May earlier. Not earlier, in May. In this kind of going in before we heading into the bull cycle, this whole big squeeze cycle. I think there's a reason why that he purposely, got in here to create a fractal here, and then those fractal is something that they kind of left as an indicator, to kind of give us a sign, where we exactly is, and that it's much more clear than January 2021 because it's more newer, right? So let's take a look at what happened in May, okay? So in May, let me maximize the screen here. So in May, looks very much similar, but then this downside was much bigger. So that's why I say this part, moving up to this level and then pulling back, this part they used 2021 January. But now we're I think so the downside is over in my opinion, but now we are going through this huge Trident, like I did post about that, right? So that goes up and down, ups and down. It's like a fork, Look at what happened here, and because this is some sort of a shape, or I'll call it shape because that's how I define the graph here. It does look very similar to like a trident or fork shape, right? 1, 2, 3 before they just pop things up. It's just some sort of a signal, and then I always remember that since May, it was very strange, like some sort of a mark, some sort of marking, when you go walk your dog, or if you don't have a dog, when your dog pass by, they always pee. The male dog always pee on those trees or poles or things like that, and they're just doing marking here and there. And to me, this is some sort of a roaring kitty mark. He's just left some footprints here and there. And this is some sort of something that as a TA guy, somebody who enjoy doing a technical analysis, it's very interesting form here before the pop. And then as you can see here, now I'm gonna delete this one. After this pullback, right, this thing starts to create this pop move, and then this is something that I wanna see. So this one was some sort of a move before a big move, right? So I think that was kind of interesting, right? It looks very similar, but time-wise, it's very different. But it is very interesting, right? So they're just kind of they're just kind of like it's more like, I don't know, like when I bring the date range here. Where is it? So this is the reason why that it's sometimes some people might might say like, oh, I don't trust the TA, and I completely understand, but it's really important to really focus what they're trying to do here. We have to sort of figure that out. I mean, we have to. That's something that people who enjoy technical analysis. There's always a hint. There's always some footprints they left. Who create this? The long forces, such as maybe it could be Roaring Kitty, or Roaring Kitty might have a couple investors on the side. Who has a lot of money, and they want to ride with him. So those unknown investors who are long forces, maybe create these fractals, and then they're gonna use this. It seems like they're using this fractals, and they're gonna give us some hints or footprints to give us where we are going. And we as individual investors, or we have to sort of figure out, right, what they're doing. And here's what I think it is. I think the downside is pretty much over. Now we know that there's a lot of like 7 billion dollars of a swap expired in December. I think there's a reason why they kind of drag it this December. Now cryptos are tanking. FMC interest rate already, the market already expect that they're gonna cut those much. They already expect that the interest rate will come down 0.25, but why they're tanking now? And I think everything, it just perfectly line up as somebody who's looking at this technical. They're just liquidating their assets. It could be a market maker, it could be a hedge funds. They're just kind of getting ready to cover their short positions, in my opinion. For the GameStop or AMC, right? So now let me just do a close-up version here. So now I show you the 2021 comparison to now in May. And May, they have this kind of setup here. And now this, when you do a close-up here, they do a one push, which what happened here after Roaring Kitty tweet happened, right? And then pull down after AMC dilution happened. They follow the same kind of pattern, but it's very interesting that Adam Aaron did a dilution here, but it's very interesting, the timing. Now after that, GameStop earning, pop. So everything seems very strategic here, Like, what if, I asked my question, like, I asked myself, what if Adam Aaron didn't dilute? Will this, fractal will happen? I don't know. It's just very interesting how the timing, Merry Christmas. Yeah, Medicine. Hey, good to see you, man. I haven't start Siri yet, but I'm gonna do Siri after GameStop AMC. But yeah, it's very interesting how after Roaring Kitty tweets, this pop happened, and then Adam Aaron pushed the stock price create this fractal here, and then a GameStop earning did a pop and then pullback, which is here. And after that, we had a run before before FMC meetings, and then everything kind of pushed down all together, which is the final one that it seems like here. So they create this exactly like, Poseidon looking like, tridents, or a fork type of a looking shape. And now we might be somewhere here. But it's just taking a long time, because when you go back May to create this fractal 1, 2, 3 waves, it took only 1 day. But now it's taking 13 days. I mean, it's ridiculous, but it is what it is. Somebody's wants to accumulate this, or somebody wants to delay this. But it could be a long forces, it could be a short seller, but I think it's kind of both. And I think there's a reason why they wanted to drag this one to December. As you know, there's a big swap expire. So when you zoom in here, and then I brought the fractal from here in May, and then I'm gonna turn this to yellow. Okay, so when you do that, when you look at this, same pop here happened, this arcade tweets, and then Adamaran dilution. And the second pop happened after GameStop earning and pullback. Same thing happened lastly, this pop here before FMC, and then pullback. And then what happened after this third pullback? They just do another pop, which what I think happened today. We had about 5% run and then drop, right? This one also dropped here. I'm gonna maybe draw a circle so that you guys can see it better. Okay. That's kind of where we are, I think, but it's more extended version because of the time. Look at the time. This one to create this fractal took a 1 day. Right now it's taking 13 days. So you have to understand things are taking this fractal got stretched out like long, like maybe 10 times or a little more than 10 times, right? So you have to understand that this taking time, but also we got quad witching coming up, which is tomorrow. So let's take a look at what's going to happen tomorrow. I do think that we're going to move up, right? To create this fractal, we have to go up, right? Let me bring this one 13 minutes so that you guys can see much more detail, because everything it's just perfectly lined up. I don't know, it's just amazing how they make this kind of stuff here. But we as an individual investor have to identify this kind of stuff, okay, so this is 50 minutes, so I think it's much clearer for you guys to look at now, right? So we create this, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, much bigger version of it, but it's taking almost 13 days, whereas this one took only 1 day. So it's much more stretched out, much more bigger version now. So now we had this run. So I think they finished this one. After that, they pop and pull back, pop, pull back. After that, we're gonna see this type of thing. Maybe another pop, maybe pull back, another pop, maybe pull back, and then maybe start to rising, and then maybe finish around $29, maybe 80 cents or something like that. Or maybe this thing start to pushing up. But anyway, whatever that is, this Friday, this Friday's the max pain, I think it's $26.50, right? If it hasn't changed. Okay, this one went up again. Okay, so now it's 27 now, right? It's just continued to moving up, but I don't know why. But anyway, so it's still above the max pain. So tomorrow, if we did end up moving up to try to $30 level, I mean, that would be perfect. Last May run, it was above $3, approximately $3 above max pain, and then this thing started to pop. But just in terms of the fractal wise, it seems very similar to here. So we were just right before this run. So, and then it completely makes sense that as we know, there's a quad witching. This is the last one as a last of this year, and then after this big option expiration date, Usually it takes about 1 to 2 days, but they say it's a T+1 now, but maybe it could take 2 days. But yeah, next Monday I do expect this pop, and if it does, that means they're tracking this one. Okay, so I do expect a pop. I need to see this confirmation as well. I myself have to see the confirmation. Doesn't mean that this thing's gonna happen, but I myself needs to see this confirmation. Okay, so if this thing happen, now this is much more stretched out version, and then bigger version. I want to see this moving up to $40 level. It says 45, but I want to see at least $40 level, and then that will give me a confirmation. Yeah, that will give me a confirmation that this is tracking this area, right? So this is Monday, Tuesday, pushing through, early, Monday to Tuesday, and then pull back, by Friday, and that makes sense. Usually, they do when they start, run, they do a Monday, Tuesday, start to cover whatever, the market maker buy in, gamma squeeze, whatever, and usually pullback happen between those Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So it makes sense. Monday, Tuesday, boom, and then pullback, and that brings you to, it says January 7th. Okay, so this is some sort. So I don't want to go too much of what's going to happen, for the final squeeze phase. I just want to focus on this one now for today. I don't want to go into too much details today, but because maybe it can distract people. I don't want to pump people. I just want to see if they're gonna do same exact run fractal here. So I want to see this confirmation. I want to see if GameStop will go up to $45 level by Tuesday, or it could be Thursday or something. It says Thursday, so maybe this is Monday, Tuesday, like Wednesday is Christmas, and this is Thursday. Okay, so now, and after that, Friday pullback, and then it says until early January, right? And now, after that, this thing start to pushing up, right? And then let's maybe talk about that later. But anyway, so this whole thing could happen here. But if they do, that means this final squeeze, like what happened in May 13, will come, not this run, right? So I won't talk about that today. I want to just focus on this one. So let's just keep it simple here. So that's for today for GameStop. Let's move on to AMC. So the AMC, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of volatility, but let's talk about the let's look at indicators and then see the comparison here. So same thing happened here in 2020. I'm just kind of doing comparison here, but same thing happened in 2020. They did a dilution, second dilution. They did a first one in November, second one in December 11th. They did a share offering, and they did a lot. It was like 125 million or something like that. They did, and then the stock dropped, which what happened here, AMC did a dilution, stock dropped, right? And then suddenly it just started pushing upside, right? And then pull down and then push down, right? So when I take a look at the RSI, just to kind of see where we at, and then it does seem that AMC is kind of doing this, was doing this one after FMC, right? After FMC meeting, everything dropped, right? Everything. But everything seems, pretty well planned out, right? So I do think that based on the RSI indicator, the relative strengths here. So this point, when you look at this one, this thing push up, push down, and then the level they push down, it says 39 points, something around 40 points, right? And then when you look at where these points are, it says 39, which is the same level as this one. If this is correct, that means we're gonna and then we're gonna, if this thing is gonna follow the same exact fractal, we should see this thing pop up to this level, $40.70. And then I do think that this area is some sort of accumulation for the institutions or maybe hedge fund, or I don't know. They're just kind of creating this fractal, you know. So after tomorrow, December OPEX quad witching, and then like I said, like I showed to you, GameStop will have to follow exactly same thing, and then they have to push through to the $45 level, right? $40 level, and I really want to see that. If that doesn't really happen, I have no idea at that time. At that point, right? So I need to see this confirmation by next week that GameStop has to reach $40 level. AMC will do the same thing, but it's slightly different. I think AMC is completely like as you guys saw before in May this year. AMC doesn't really run until GameStop pop, right? When GameStop pop around May 13 after RK tweet, AMC also gap up squeeze and then ran for almost 200 to 300%, right? So I think AMC will do slightly opposite. Like I know there's a lot of I know there's a big AMC community out there, and then yeah, please don't get disappointed because GameStop run, let's say next week, you see like $40 level, but AMC is, doesn't do much of it. I think AMC will do its thing by end of this, the squeeze phase, and then I'll show you now. So I think I want to see, AMC does this kind of stuff, hit to $44.70 drop, and then this thing start to pushing upside early January here. So this thing run later, a little bit later than GameStop, right? So GameStop has to do a trigger first, I think. But anyway, so I think this is still an opportunity for, I think in my opinion, opportunity if this is something that they're tracking 2021 January. This is a opportunity for me at least to say that it's a good chance to maybe buy some like it's a cheaper price, buy the stock. I mean, if it ends up popping like that, I do think that this thing could hit $40, because the reason I say that is when you look at what happened here in January, AMC pop almost 800 or 1,000%, right? This one 1,000%, right? From the bottom to the top, right? So when you apply the same percentage up here, from here to the top, the 1,000% is give you a $45 level, okay? And then the reason it makes sense is that there's a $40 gap right there. You see that? They have a $12 gap, they have this $17 to $19 gap, and they have a $40 gap. And I think there's a reason why they left those gaps, to create this kind of the stuff here, right? It makes sense to me. So if that happens, I think it is, it is risk, but I think if the fractal is correct, that if this thing is gonna run up to $40 level to fill the gap, and and then slightly even more, I think it's doable. So all these things happen somewhere in the OPEX weeks, but who knows if this might be delayed. So that's kind of risky part, right? So you guys have, like, I know there's a lot of people who play options. It's just something that we have to be really careful because they can always delay a few more days, right? But when you look at overall what's going on, you kind of understand that AMC is is really just the beginning phase before heading into this giant squeeze. So depending on how they're gonna run this thing, and then you guys probably seen there's a lot of call options buying from GameStop. I haven't really seen for AMC, but I think when GameStop trigger, AMC will more likely push through, like it's gonna squeeze at the same time, right? It seems something that you guys noticed from May too, right? Like GameStop pop, AMC pop, cost pop, everything pop all together in the main basket stocks. So yeah, that's kind of where I am tracking, and AMC is still this a very tiny early phase before heading into this huge squeeze phase. So I think when AMC start to squeeze, this thing will just run really fast, like just one pop there, pull back, second pop, pull back, and then boom, last squeeze, and that's pretty much it. And then it might end by end of based on the fractal, it seems like it could end by January 15, which is the January 17 OPEX week. So that's something to consider, but I have no guarantee. I cannot guarantee that they're gonna drag on, another couple days or a couple days or a week or so. So I cannot really guarantee that. But and then based on this the fractals, let's move on to Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin start to dropping here since FOMC meeting, and then based on this fractal, as I got from the 2020 August and then September run, this thing, all run all very like the fractal seems very similar to 2021. But now I got this one from 2021 August to I think it was August. Yeah, it was August and September. So this thing happened. So this thing popped, right? Start to run, getting out of this big triangle formation, start to breaking out. But this cannot just go all the way down, right? They go all the way up. This thing has to do some retest some of the level before heading into the real bull cycle. And I think that's kind of where we're at. And then it's perfectly lined up with what happened here, all these events. And then this thing start to tank. I think, in my opinion, maybe they're gonna try to retest this level, but that's kind of some sort of a strategy that where hedge funds or market maker, they want to bring more those retail investors in, like, oh, maybe they want to show that maybe the pullback is over. But however, based on the fractal, they're gonna bring more people in to pile in, and then they're gonna just liquidate, right? So that's January 12, right? This is January 12. It will pick on Sunday, and this thing start to fall like a waterfall from January 13, which is first day of OPEX week, right? So if this is correct, if the speed of the algo is correct, that means things could pop on the January OPEX, right? So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So this thing just it's like a waterfall, So, and then as we notice that, I think the squeeze, the way they run this thing is very different than 2021. In 2021, they always run the cycle, or there's a squeeze always happen by end of the month, right? Or they're gonna always start the run, end of the month. But this time it seems like the squeeze happen, or they squeeze finish just before the OPEX week. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So this is January 16. Let me just do it. Yeah, so this Thursday. So this thing just kind of collapsed within those 4 days, and I think those 4 days we know that that's a January OPEX week, and which is something that there's a lot of call options that are kind of happening right now in GameStop. So if GameStop AMC pop, and then as I want to show you this one as well, I need to see this confirmation first, but this thing also finished around Tuesday, January 14th, so which is the same week on the OPEX week, and then this thing hit $100. So there's a reason why there's a lot of call option buying activities happening for January 17 for $100 or $125, whatever, right? I think somebody wants to push this thing, or the long forces know what's going to happen by then, right? Or maybe some people just gamble, right? But anyway, so everything seems pretty much in line with January OPEX week, right? Mid of January, right? That things could, some sort of events could happen into the Bitcoin, liquidate, the assets, from the market maker, hedge fund, whatever, to cover the short positions here, right? It makes sense. So that's kind of GameStop, AMC, Bitcoin as an overall, the fractal. Now let me just do the Siri as a one last one. I think I kind of went over everything here. And oh yeah, I want to do a Nvidia. Let's see Nvidia too. Yeah, Nvidia went up like a 1.1%, but yeah, let me just take a look at it before heading into Siri. Let me just look a look. Yeah, it is, I think, still tracking this one. By end of by end of the month, yeah, or early January, I want to see this thing drop to $100 level. So let's continue to watch that one. Tesla is start to dropping, and then I do think that Tesla is already had a pick here at a $400.78, and then yeah, this thing will create a big volatile move here, ups and down. But yeah, eventually I think they're gonna fill this gap here. I think there's a gap or something. Was there a gap? Oh yeah, there's a gap here. Okay. So yeah, that's Tesla. So there's a gap here too. There's a big chunk of gap, So it might come down, or it might come even lower to retest this level. So who knows, right? But anyway, so I think Tesla, it already picked here, and now it's on the way to come down this level. And then the next bull cycle will be after hit this level, which is next November, and then heading into April, and then boom, this whole next bull run is gonna happen not next year, but next year for Tesla. So last one is Siri. So yeah, it's been tanking quite a lot, but I noticed that the Warren Buffett bought more Siri stock. Like basically he's accumulating, right? So let me just take a look at this one. Let me pull this out. This guy named Joy, he's kind of very into Siri, so that's why I follow this guy. I'm interested in Siri as well, so that's why I want to collect more information as possible and share with people who might be interested in Siri. So this is Berkshire Hathaway. This is Siri filings, and then this one came out I think yesterday or something. Let's take a look. Yeah, December 17, 2 days ago. And then yeah, there's a December 17, 18. So we noticed that yeah, Warren Buffett continued to accumulate the Siri stocks. So yeah, there you go. It's kind of interesting, yeah. It's like there's a forces are especially like Warren Buffett is somebody everyone knows, and it's very interesting that he's doing this kind of stuff. But the stocks are tanking, which means that maybe he's doing shorting at the same time, or who knows, maybe he's using the markets, and then he knows that fractal wise the market is going is tanking, and then he's kind of taking advantage during this kind of the accumulation phase. So let's take a look at Siri. I open up this MACD here. I want to show you MACD here just to kind of show you all together with this algo fractal here, because sometimes we need to look at this kind of stuff just to confirm whether we are actually going through this phase or not, right? So this is a May run. Sorry, this is a March 2023, and I do believe that they're kind of repeating this cycle here, but much more stretched out version, because they want to run this thing much bigger. And then now market cap is, I mean, the Siri market cap is pretty big, isn't it? It's how much is it? It's like a 10 billion or something, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, it's almost 7 billion. So yeah, anyway, so the market cap is kind of there. So let's take a look at Siri here. So so on the right side is 2023 March, and then they had a run, which what happened here, very similar to this what happened here, but that's when Rowan Curry tweets, right? In June 17, he tweets the tennis player, and he said, "Why so serious?" or something, like, "Are you serious?" or something. So yeah, so it's kind of hints, right? And then after he tweet that, this thing start to pop, right? It run faster here than here, but the way this thing dragged out, when this thing pulled back. So when you look at the MACD on the right side, it did a double top, exactly 1 2, right? Same thing happened here, 1 2. I mean, it did 3, but it's kind of there, and then but it was very rapid. It was so fast. It's like what happened to May run, it was very fast, and then pullback happened, right? So he created a FTD, in my opinion, right? Rowan Kitty created FTDs, like how he created FTDs in Chewy, right? I don't know if he got out or not, but anyway. So this thing pulled back, which what happened here, exactly. So this pullback happened here. This pullback happened here, exactly, right? still in the midterm, like a mid section towards this more downside. But yeah, it's the same kind of indicator, right there. Where was it? It's like here, right? You see that? So that looks kind of similar. So and then this thing went up here, right? Pop. This thing pop again here too, right? And then pull back, and that's exactly what I noticed from Siri, and then after that, after the whole downside is over, now they're moving on to this. They're creating this one now, right? Which is this one, exactly similar run, but it's more more dragged out, but also they're tanking even more, and I think we are somewhere here. So you notice that after they hit the bottom, this thing hit the top, which is what happened here, hit the top, this level and this level, and then pullback happened here, right? But I think this pullback, I think they're overshorting it more. I don't know if that's from long forces or it's just because of the market, maybe, right? So the whole market is kind of tanking, so that's why it's kind of doing the same thing. I think this one is kind of slowly weakening now, so it's about to turn green again, right, soon, right? So it's gonna take some time to do that. But based on this fractal, if I move this chart here, they left the gap at $28.45. And if they do that, they're gonna do all this kind of fractal here to move up by end of January, and I want to see that confirmation. So they do this kind of stuff, another double top here, like creating a kitty face, and then pullback, right? So I want to see that by end of January, and also by March. If they decide to drag that out, that long. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but that's kind of what I want to see. So these are the one last one before heading into the final rally here. Okay, so that's March, that's April, end of April, and the final squeeze, it says June. And we know that there's a lot of there's a big not big, but there's a June, I think 15, there's a call option open up in June 15. So if this is something that they want to do, that means they want to run this thing after June OPEX, right? So if we want to take advantage of this squeeze phase, then that means if there's any option buyers, we have to buy after in June OPEX, in my opinion, right? So yeah, I think Siri, yeah, they didn't still open up after June. If there's anything like July or August, I think that will be really perfect. But still, there's this June 20th, and that's pretty much it. And then they're still really cheap now. Like they tank it so much that the options they're just killing the option, in my opinion, right? It's killing the premium. Like they're down 72%. This like June Siri call to $40. It's crazy. Just So I think this one, especially it's good for people who wanna buy the long. If they want to ride this thing, like once we know that that's the bottom, right? So I think that but I think just to be safe, I'm interested in June call also, but also 2026 January here. I think this is also tanking too a lot. This one is continuing to tanking. So January I think this gets so much cheaper now. It was like above $1.50 or something, but now it's $1.80, something like that. But now it's like it cut it in half, so it's really cheap now. So yeah, the Siri calls are really getting cheaper. But I still want to see this confirmation, and then I think I want to buy this. I want to buy Siri calls after GameStop AMC is kind of over, after Jan, right? So I want to wait until then, but still I think I still want to see this kind of confirmation that Siri does this thing. Go all the way top. If you feel this $28 gap, and then come down, and I want to see if they're gonna left the gap here to does this kind of move here to fill this gap here. If they and I want to see that. So if all those things are met, then I'm ready to move in. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for Siri. So hope that's helpful. I really hope that next week I really want to see GameStop push through the $40 marks, and depending on the price too. But for now, this is the kind of the price that I have got. So I will be updating every day. Sometimes I mean, I normally stream around, between 9 or before 9, 8 or 9. But yeah, today I had a rough day. I'm a little tired, so I took some nap. So, but I'll probably just keep you guys updates every day, because it is very important week until January OPEX. I'll keep you guys posted, and yeah, I'll see you guys around. And then yeah, so tomorrow we got OPEX. So tomorrow I'm gonna stream tonight. Tomorrow somewhere around the same time. And then yeah, Christmas, I'll probably want to do streaming on Christmas Day, so you guys can enjoy your time with your families or friends, or loved ones. So Monday, Tuesday, I want to do a stream when I see this price section. So I'm gonna do that. Also 26th and 27th as well. So yeah, I'll try to do as much as I can. And sometimes if I miss that, I mean, I'll try to post on the Twitter, on X, at least on posts, and then share the TA with you guys. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, and then hope you guys have a good night. Thank you.